ReadBright is pleased to provide a step-by-step, comprehensive program for building phonological and phonemic awareness skills. The program is targeted for kindergarten and pre-1A general education classrooms. Students of any age who struggle with phonological awareness can benefit as well. ReadBright's Phonological Awareness program reflects current research. Research has proven that students with strong phonological awareness skills are likely to become good readers, while students with poor phonological awareness skills are likely to struggle with reading. Weak phonological awareness skills have proven to be the most dominant issue in poor reading. Many students will develop phonological awareness skills naturally on their own. Other students, however, will not develop these skills unless they are taught directly. With the proper training, students' phonological awareness skills can be developed and strengthened. Students will then have the necessary tools to become proficient readers. Phonological awareness and phonemic awareness. Phonological awareness is the ability to recognize and manipulate units of spoken language, such as words, syllables, rhyming parts, and phonemes. Phonological awareness is a broad term that encompasses many parts of spoken language. Phonemic awareness is the ability to recognize and manipulate individual phonemes, sounds in spoken words. This skill is a specific category that falls under the broad umbrella of phonological awareness. Phonemic awareness is the highest level of phonological awareness, and it is specifically in this subcategory that students must achieve proficiency to attain success in reading. All of the other phonological awareness skills are taught to form a basis for phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness differs from phonics. Phonics is a sound-to-symbol correlation, where a written symbol is shown to represent a sound. Phonemic awareness is a completely auditory skill. It involves sound only. Skills in the program. Skills in this program are categorized by color. The blue unit. The blue unit has only one section, rhyming, section 1. The red unit. The red unit addresses word awareness, section 2. Syllable awareness. Syllable awareness is addressed on two levels. First, with compound words, section 3, and then with multisyllabic words, section 4. Phoneme awareness, section 8. Phoneme awareness is the highest level skill covered in the red unit, and it is taught at the very end of the program. It appears as the very last section after the orange unit. This placement is intentional in order to avoid the potential confusion students could have with syllables, parts of a word, and phonemes, the very smallest parts of a word. In the phoneme section, onset and rhyme and phonemes will be addressed. The orange unit. The orange unit addresses beginning sounds, section 5, end sounds, section 6, beginning, middle, and end sounds, section 7. Students are expected to reach several goals within each skill. The goals are scaffolded, each one being a bit more challenging than the one before it. Each of these goals are initially addressed using visual aids and manipulatives. Lessons ultimately progress to an oral level of each goal where none of these supports are used. Included in the Phonological Awareness Kit is the teacher's daily lesson book and the Phonological Awareness USB. All worksheets and assessments used throughout the program can be printed from the Phonological Awareness USB. Teacher display cards. These are used in many lessons and are often referred to in the materials needed section. The cards are stored in a cardboard box in the kit. They are organized by section with a clearly marked divider. There is an index on the back of each section divider that lists all of the cards in the section. Use the small round magnets that are included with the kit to hold and display these cards on a magnetic board. Manipulatives, supplies, and games. The Phonological Awareness Kit includes a host of exciting and targeted manipulatives, supplies, and game accessories. All games and activities described in the lessons will have their corresponding supplies in the box. This includes items like counters, interlocking cubes, magnetic blocks, puppets, and game boards. The only supplies that are not included are items commonly found in a classroom, such as markers, scissors, and glue. Round black magnets. Use these round black magnets to hold and display the teacher display cards, as well as any other poster necessary for display. Not included in this kit. Magnetic board. A magnetic board is required in order to use this program properly in a classroom. Teacher display cards, as well as other important manipulatives, are magnet-based. Alternatively, there are customized files available with all the teacher display items for smartboard use. Items can be displayed and manipulated on the smartboard. The teacher's daily lesson book provides a clear and targeted daily lesson for each of the phonological awareness skills and goals presented throughout the program. Each lesson is explicit, features clear goals, and includes direct teacher modeling and a planned activity for student application. The program is teacher-friendly and easy to use. The lessons are clearly written and planned. Once teachers are familiar with the format, the program requires no daily preparation. Overviews. Unit overviews. Unit overviews clearly explain the entire unit. Information pertaining to the whole unit can be found on the unit overview pages. Section overviews explain each individual section within a unit. Information specific to an individual section, including all the specified goals for the skill covered in that section, can be found on the section overview pages. Lesson layout. Number 1, skill. The skill that is being addressed appears in bold at the top of the first page of each new lesson. It appears in smaller letters on all subsequent pages of the lesson. Number 2, lesson number. The lesson number appears under the skill on the right. The lesson number indicates the specific lesson of a particular skill that the teacher is going to cover. Number 3, title. This states which goal within the particular skill is being targeted. Number 4, objective. This explains how the goal will be met in the lesson. Number 5, each lesson is comprised of 2 parts. Part A, teacher modeling. In this part of the lesson, the teacher presents a goal to the class with direct instruction and modeling. Part B, student application. In this part of the lesson, students practice the goal they were taught with different kinds of targeted activities. Number 6, student application lesson type. The type of activity used in the lesson is indicated and may appear as a song, a short, engaging song that targets the goal that is being taught. A class activity, a game or activity that involves the whole class and provides practice for the targeted goal. A worksheet. There are 2 types of worksheets, interactive worksheets and traditional worksheets. An interactive worksheet is a worksheet that provides specific practice for the targeted goal. With this type of worksheet, the teacher is interactive with the class and plays a role in executing each example. A traditional worksheet is a worksheet that provides specific practice for a targeted goal. The teacher models the first example and the class completes the rest of the worksheet on their own. Worksheets can be printed from the Phonological Awareness USB. Finally, there is oral practice, where students practice applying a targeted goal on an oral level without visual aids or manipulatives. This is simply a list of words that the teacher uses to prompt students to apply the targeted skill. Sometimes there is a small activity incorporated along with the list, however, the oral list remains the main focus. Number 7, materials needed. This is included in both Part A, the teacher part, and Part B, the student part of each lesson, where applicable. It lists the materials the teacher will need to carry out the lesson. Most items listed are included in ReadBright's Phonological Awareness Kit. Students need. Where applicable, it lists the supplies students will need for the lesson. Text color. Red text. Suggestions for what the teacher might say to students appear in red. The teacher may substitute their own wording and need not follow the exact script provided. Gray text. Gray text indicates a correct student response. Assessments. An oral practice list is often incorporated throughout the sections. Opportunity is provided to administer these oral practice lists in small group settings. These lists serve as tools for the teacher to use to conduct informal assessments throughout the program. The teacher can thereby check on students' progress and note who may be having difficulty with a skill. There is an assessment at the end of each section for the teacher to administer in order to monitor their students' progress. There is a recording sheet for the teacher to track students' scores. Flexibility. As noted above, several goals are associated with each skill. ReadBright's Phonological Awareness program presents many lessons and activities in addition to oral practice lessons for each goal. Goals are clearly delineated in the title of each lesson. If the teacher feels that most students have mastered a particular goal before every lesson provided for the goal that has been covered, they can seamlessly proceed to the oral practice lesson for that goal and move on to lessons that address the next goal. Any lesson that is skipped by most of the class can be used for select students who need an additional practice with a skill. In addition, many times, a few different kinds of activities are provided for the same goal within a skill. This is to accommodate different teaching styles. The teacher need not cover every lesson within each goal. The teacher can choose the lessons within each goal according to their preference. The oral practice provides students with application of the goal in its highest form and can help determine whether students have truly mastered the goal. Therefore, oral practice lessons should not be skipped. Furthermore, each oral lesson is short and takes up a minimal amount of time. An oral lesson can easily be paired with another lesson, and both can be completed in the same day. In this way, the teacher and students can make their way through the program at a faster pace. Suggested schedule. Rhyming, 5 weeks. Word awareness and compound words, 4 weeks. Multisyllabic words, 5 weeks. Beginning sounds, 4 weeks. End sounds, 4 weeks. Beginning, middle, and end sounds, 2 weeks. Phonemes, 8 weeks. Follow along as we explore each unit and its corresponding sections. The Blue Unit. The Blue Unit is comprised of just one section, rhyming. A rhyme, R-I-M-E, is the first vowel sound in a syllable and all the sounds in that syllable that follow it. For example, in the words cat, bat, and hat, the first vowel sound in all these words is a. The sound that follows is t. The rhyme in these words is at. In the words toast, coast, and roast, the first vowel sound is o, and the sounds that follow the vowel sound are st. So the rhyme in these words is oast. Words that share the same rhyme, rhyme. The rhyming section. Introduction. In the rhyming section, students will develop rhyming skills. As previously mentioned, several goals will be addressed for each skill. These goals and the lessons where they are addressed are clearly listed in the section overview. The skill here is rhyming, and the goals addressed within the rhyming section are clearly listed here. All goals are initially addressed with pictures and manipulatives. After that, goals are addressed on a completely auditory level without any aids. Goals included in this section. Introduction to rhyming. Students will learn about the concept of a rhyme. The teacher will begin to immerse the students in rhyme and will demonstrate which words rhyme and which do not. Do these words rhyme? Students will determine whether 2 words rhyme. For example, do these words rhyme? Cat and hat. Yes. Cake and ball. No. Choosing the correct rhyming word. Students will choose the correct rhyme for a given word from a selection of other words. For example, which word rhymes with rose? Ball, hat, or nose? Nose. Choosing the odd one out. Students will choose the word that does not rhyme with other words in a group. For example, which word does not rhyme with the others? King, sing, or rake? Rake. Note, there are no oral lists for odd one out, as this is a more difficult goal than the rest and may be challenging for students to accomplish orally. Because this is a harder goal, if a student or particular class is having difficulty with it, it can be skipped. Generating rhyming words. Students will suggest words that rhyme with a given word. For example, what are some words that rhyme with bee? Key, tree. It's okay if students suggest nonsense words as long as they rhyme. The particular lesson where a goal is addressed is clearly listed next to each goal. About rhyme. Direct teacher instruction and immersing students in rhyme-rich literature are the primary strategies for teaching students about rhyming. Immersing students in rhyme-rich literature. Students should be immersed in literature that is filled with rhyme. While teaching the rhyming unit, teachers should read a book that is filled with rhyme to their students each day. The same book should be read multiple times before moving on to another book. Once students start to become familiar with a book, the teacher can omit select rhyming words and allow students to provide them. Even as the teacher moves forward to teach other units and sections in the program, they should still make time to incorporate a rhyming book sometime during the day. A list of recommended books is provided. Join us for a model read of a book. This would be a book that a class is already familiar with, as the teacher is omitting rhyming words for the students to fill. The Little School Bus by Carol Roth. Here comes the school bus, beep, beep, beep. Step right up and take a seat and ride the bus to school, and ride the bus to school. The first one on is a little goat, wearing his new winter coat. Riding the bus to school, riding the bus to school. The second one on is a pretty pig, and on her head is a curly wig. A pig in a wig. A goat in his coat. Riding the bus to school, riding the bus to school. The third one on is a sly, sly fox. He has no shoes, but he's wearing socks. A fox with socks. A pig in a wig. A goat in his coat. Riding the bus to school, riding the bus to school. The fourth one on is a fuzzy chick. She hops on the bus so quick, quick, quick. A quick, quick chick. A fox with socks. A pig in a wig. A goat in his coat. Riding the bus to school, riding the bus to school. The fifth one on is a hairy bear. His messy hair is everywhere. A hairy bear. A quick, quick chick. A fox with socks. A pig in a wig. A goat in his coat. Riding the bus to school, riding the bus to school. The sixth one on is a squiggly worm. He can't sit still, so he starts to squirm. A squiggly worm, a hairy bear. A quick, quick chick. A fox with socks. A pig in a wig. A goat in his coat. Riding the bus to school, riding the bus to school. The last one on is a sleepy sheep. She curls right up and falls asleep. A sleepy sheep, a squirmy worm, A hairy bear. A quick, quick.
Check.
A fox with.
Sacks.
A pig in a.
Wig.
A goat in his.
Coat.
Riding the bus to school, to school. Riding the bus to school. During school, they learn and play, while the little bus sits and waits all day. And when the school day finally ends, the little bus starts right up again. There goes the school bus, beep, beep, beep. Everybody's in their seat. A sleepy sheep, a squirmy worm, a hairy.
Here.
A quick, quick.
Check.
A fox with.
Sacks.
A pig in a.
Wig.
A goat in his.
Coat.
Riding home from school, riding home from school. Direct teacher instruction. The teacher should explicitly model the concept of rhyme to their students. Directions for modeling are clearly built into each lesson throughout the rhyming unit. In each section, there is a list of manipulatives and activities that will be used repeatedly throughout the section to help teach the targeted skill. Manipulatives and activities for the rhyming section. Teacher display cards. The teacher will introduce each goal with picture cards. These are the printed picture cards that are stored in the cardboard box. The cards should be displayed and held up with the small, round, black magnets. The teacher will introduce each goal along with the printed picture cards. Let's take a look at Lesson 4 here in the rhyming section to see how this works. The goal here is to see whether these words rhyme. Let's take a look at Part A of the lesson and see how the teacher models this concept with the teacher display cards. The teacher says to the class, "Watch as I show you, and then you'll try. Coat, goat, oat, oat. Do these words rhyme? Coat, goat, yes. Coat and goat rhyme." Let's try another example. Mat, wing, at, ing. Do these words rhyme? Mat, wing, no. Mat and wing do not rhyme. Now, class, help me decide whether these two words rhyme. Join me as I say yes or no. Bib, ball, ib, all. Do these words rhyme? Bib, ball. No, these words do not rhyme. Man, pan, an, Do these words rhyme? Man, pan.
Yes!
Yes, these words do rhyme. Rain, plain, ain. Do these words rhyme? Rain, plain.
Yes!
Yes, these words do rhyme. This is an example of how the teacher display cards are used in a lesson to address the lesson's goals. Other aids that are used throughout the unit are worksheets and activities. Targeted worksheets are provided throughout the section so that students can apply and practice each of the goals of the rhyming section. There are different targeted activities provided for the students so they can apply and practice the goals in the rhyming section. Each of these activities is different and specific to a certain lesson. Details regarding these activities are found in the lessons themselves. Oral practice. The final step for each goal is oral practice, where students will perform each task without the help of manipulatives or visual cues. Word lists are provided at the end of each goal. The teacher will use these lists to prompt students to apply the targeted goal. Let's take a look at Lesson 7 in the rhyming section, where there is a word list for oral practice. The goal here is to see whether these words rhyme. The teacher says to the class, "Watch as I show you these examples, and then you'll try. Do these words rhyme? Bed, red, bed, red. Yes, these words do rhyme. Let's try another example. Do these words rhyme? Pen, pad, pen, pad. No, these words do not rhyme. Let's do some other examples. Store, more, store, more. Yes, these words rhyme. Now, class, you decide whether two words rhyme. You will say yes or no without my help. Do these words rhyme? Pink, drink, pink, drink.
Yes!
Yes, these words rhyme. Box, brown, box, brown.
No!
No, these words do not rhyme. Ear, lip, ear, lip.
No!
This is an example of how to use an oral word list to practice rhyme. When looking at the instructions provided for the oral lists, you will notice that there is opportunity to present the lists in 3 different ways. The teacher says the examples and the entire class responds together. Or the teacher says the examples and only one specific table or row of students responds. Or finally, the teacher says the examples and only a small specified group of 3 students responds. When the oral list is first presented in the lesson, there are clear instructions on how to use it with students in each of these 3 ways. Having the students take turns responding in small groups provides the teacher with an opportunity for frequent informal assessments throughout the sections. The response of a small group allows the teacher to focus and note which students are grasping the skill and which students may be having difficulty. If a teacher prefers not to have students respond in small groups, she can present the list and have the whole class answer together. The list should not be skipped. This completes the rhyming section. We will now move forward to the next unit, the read unit.